Dr. Kai is a practitioner who we have met through World Research Foundation, and I must say that we have not only very high respect and regard for Dr. Kai, but she's a very proficient in what she does. I have found when I have dragged myself with tremendous stress and I'm at the breaking point at the office and I've gone to Dr. Kai, I go through her sessions and her therapy, can't do this, and have immediately felt not just energized, but very relaxed. And she's been a great assistance for me in what I believe becoming a healthier and more balanced individual. And I really wanted to add that, and I also want to add that Dr. Kai has an incredible sense of humor, and that she is a very wonderful person, but she's also a little concerned. She always tells me she's afraid her English is not so good, but I have always found it to be very, very good. And I'd like you to really make her feel at home. She is really imparting some very important knowledge to us. And we have the experience of a practitioner from China, and I just think it's a very valuable opportunity. So I'd like you all to welcome Dr. Kai.
Thank you, Steve. Before I help him relax, he give all the stress to me today, making me very nervous. Good evening, everyone. My name is called Dening Cai. It should be TSAI, but the government changed to CAI. CAI is much easier for American people to call it. Then you can call me either one. I don't mind. And this is my translator, Mr. De Han Chao. He will help me for English. Then everybody don't worry about don't understand me. Okay. First, I greatly appreciate the World Research Foundation, especially Steve and Laverne gave me this special opportunity. Let me meet everybody and introduce traditional Chinese medicine. But I have to repeat again, my English is very poor. If anyone doesn't understand me, please raise your hands. I will repeat again, or I let the hand help us to communicate. Today, we only have 2 hours, okay? The Chinese medicine is a big questions. When we study in China, take 5 years to learn. They only gave me 2 hours. It's very difficult for me. It's difficult to do it. I will try concentration, make the important points, like people have a little bit ideas. And in first hour, I will talking about basis of the traditional Chinese medicine and its special features. In the second hour, I will give a demonstration of the methods of diagnosis. That's the very interesting part. That's why Stephen and Laverne, they say, so amazing. And I think everybody will be interested to learn too. And the Chinese diagnosis is almost very different with Western diagnosis. A totally different idea. Also, today I bring a lot of samples. They have needles, they have marks of action, they have some herbal samples. I wish everybody can see, have more idea. And I also wish everybody happy too. In the last 15 minutes, I will give the time, like people ask questions, okay? If we don't have enough time, possibly we do not have enough time, or you have personal questions, you can ask me for my car, give me a call. You are more than welcome to contact me. I'm studying Chinese medicine in China. Graduate from the traditional Chinese medical university of the Hubei. It's the biggest city in the center of China. 5 years study. After graduate, I'm working for railroad, train company, the bigger company hospital for 11 years. Every day, at least see 60 patients. But they don't pay much. And come this country for living in California for 10 years again. Together, I practiced for 21 years. A lot of people ask me, say, how come you be the Chinese medical doctor? How many generations in your family? I always tell people, I'm the first generation in my family. My father is a mechanical engineer. It's 60 years ago. It's the first group of students come from American. It's a graduate from MIT. And right now it's a professor teaching in China. It's 86 years old, still alive. And my uncle is the one bring me here. He's the psychiatrist. He's a medical doctor. He's an Ohio professor. No, he doesn't understand what I'm doing, but he's like take some herbs sometimes. And too fast?
No.
Okay. And why I want to be acupuncturist? It's not acupuncture. Chinese medical doctor in China with acupuncture different things. Acupuncture considered like a physical therapist. The Chinese medical doctor considered is a doctor. The different things. Usually we can prescription the herbs and the prescription the Western drugs and the prescription the acupuncture points. The acupuncturist only do the therapies usually. This is China. When anybody went to China, visit the hospital before, yeah, then you do, all right? You can see so busy with practice, right? Never worry about no patient. Always have a lot of business. And it's two things, make me feel the Chinese medicine very interesting. When I'm very young, my brother is like 13, 14 years old. He's a very playful boy. He fight with his friends, hit the corner of the table, in the growing area. It's got a big soft tissue and the tendon swollen, look like duck eggs. Duck eggs? It cannot walking, live in the hospital for 2 months. In the beginning, have a fever, hurts, cry every day. Then the medical doctor in China, as how many years ago? My brother is already 50 years old. That means like 30 years ago, right? The doctor used the penicillin, gave him injection every day until the hips are swollen. The penicillin cannot go in anymore. The swelling doesn't reduce very much, only maybe like 10%. The hurt's still there, cannot walking. Then doctor tell my mom, say, I'm sorry, Mr. Chai, we have to do the last things is do the surgery. We have to cut down this piece tendons. My mother said, after the cut, what happened? He said, then your son still growing. His one leg is shorter than the other one. When they walk, can be limp. Then my mother feels terribly hurts because I only have one boy in my family. The Chinese people like son very much. Also, my brother is a very handsome boy too. Then come back, my mother is crying. My father feels so sad too. Then my housekeeper, our housekeeper is from country. He's 60 years old. Is a name called Mrs. Hu. The Mrs. Hu said, "Why you cry for?" He said, "Oh, my son will be the limp later." My mother said, "How can have future in China? The people have like this." Then the Mrs. Hu said, I think you guys crazy. He said, costs too much money. He said, in country, our boys always use some herbs. They will cure this right away. My mother said, yeah. Actually, my mother thinks she doesn't have any education. Sounds like it's nonsense. Then said, but right now, it's no choice, right? You have to try it. Then ask her what to do. He said, buy some little things. Buy some, actually, they call gardenia. Gardenia flower, the white smells so good. Just gardenia seeds, the flower seeds, they make powders with the flour, little alcohol, and eggs, make like a pancake. Put some, material, like a cotton material, then put it on the growing area. After 3 days, this swelling reduced at least 3/4. Then my mother's so happy. After 1 week, they're all gone. Then my brother be no problem. Even the doctor feel, oh, what's doing? And ask these things can use for the other boy. That's why when I'm very young, I have a very strong feeling, feel the Chinese medicine is very, like people say, magic. Okay, when I'm in high school, I'm a very active person. I like exercise, I like to do the high jump. One day, I broke my elbow. Hurts so much. I think the doctor will cut my arms. Then the teacher taking me go to the clinic. The Chinese medical, actually it's called Tui Na. I will talking about later. Say it's like one technique for the acupuncture, manipulation. They call Teina. It means like a American chiropractor, same type. He gave me a little oil on my elbow. They just fix me in 1 minute. After everything's perfect. Then I thought, gee, that's very, very good. That's why when I put my, application, I put a Chinese medicine university inside. Fortunately, I get it. Today, I already practiced for 21 years. Okay, right now, talking about something, serious. First, I want to say that Chinese medicine is a great treasure house. Treasure house. Do you understand what I say?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, treasure house is really great. And some people think the traditional Chinese medicine have 5,000 years history. Actually, I do think so too. And some people in the book write down say only 2,000 years. But I think at least more than 3,000 years. Because, after 3,000 years, we already have a record of a lot Chinese acupuncture book and a lot for herb book and the philosophy book too. This book is over last few thousand years, our smart ancestors, constantly and struggling with the disease. They constantly analyze and put it together their experience, to make the great book, and we are still used right now, and also still very effective. Even right now, a lot of people research, they don't understand why the people found this, from a couple thousand years ago. I know maybe a lot of people I know, they have a education about acupuncture and the Chinese medicine. They know the book called Huangdi Neijing. If you study, you will feel the Chinese, the ancestors are very smart, not like us right now. Okay, and also they have a herbal book called Sen Nong Ben Cao. They have, let's say the people will taste each herbs. How's the taste, how's the function, how's the result, how's the side effects. They everything right on the book. They say one person will try the whole book, whole herbs for couple thousand kinds. Actually, it's just our ancestors, they put experience together. I believe it's not one person did. So many herbs. Also, they have a Shanghai Lun. It's a very great book for the diagnosis for flu, for the common cold, for a lot of internal problems, And even right now, the World Medical Organization, already recognized the acupuncture is there, is working, very effective. You see, that's why acupuncture come to America, come to the whole world. Usually in nature, the good things usually replace the bad, right? It means, you say, just I give you an example, maybe not a very perfect. Is it right now we have fax machine, right? Then no one uses telex anymore, right? That means the time is continue improve. Everybody like to use the good things to change something no good, right? And the medicine is the same. And right now, a lot of people like the natural things. They don't like to use artificial very much. That's the Chinese herbs is natural. And a couple thousand years, look right now, the Western medicine is very success, is very strong. They are very good. Okay, I don't want to say they're no good, only Chinese. That's not fair. And the Chinese medicine still life and gain also growing too. More people research, more people use, and they put with Western things together. That's mean I want to say is the Chinese traditional Chinese medicine is good stuff, right? Also in the whole world, I think the people still use, especially Japanese and the Korean and the French and the American and the Germany. They will research. They have a lot of new idea, doing better than China. That's what I think. That's why I like to, if I have a chance, I will go to the whole world. I will study more, making myself getting stronger too. Okay. Number 2, I want to say, what is traditional Chinese medicine? Is most American people, even my patient, they think acupuncture is traditional Chinese medicine because I think the American president, the Nixon, come from China. They bring the acupuncture in. he didn't introduce the traditional Chinese medicine, right? And Chinese medicine, actually they have 5 parts. And if I put it together, I think everybody have more idea. You see, the herbal medicine, we have some samples. Acupuncture, and they call manipulation, massage, therapy, and exercise, like a body, mind exercise called Qigong. I think a couple maybe already take the class, right? And the Tai Chi and all kinds of Kung Fu. In China, when you're watching the Kung Fu movie, the people doing so well, right? They're all from the old China. They including Chinese medicine inside. And also the other things very few people know is the food diet. The Chinese have this special food diet. It's a different idea. I will talk about it later too. The herbal medicine, and I only can tell it's natural. You can see, right? It's the flowers, it's the seeds, it's the leaves, and sometimes you can pick up from tray, right? But don't pick the wrong tray, then you got a problem. And they have very little side effects. I cannot say they don't have but very mild. In the Western drugs, usually very concentration. Also, they're chemicals. They take 1 pill, then you can do a lot of things. But for Chinese herbs, usually I have to give people the bigger package like that. Take off the flu, take a fever, and something, like all kinds internal problems. And also, right now we have a lot of pills. I didn't bring with me today. Those pills, still before in China, they give us take 60 pills, in one time. You know what I mean? 60. Then you have to count, take 5 minutes. Then you have to swallow, take 5 minutes too. And very difficult. But right now, they have concentration pills. You can take like 12 pills, like 8 pills, 5 pills, twice a day or 3 times a day. That's why every time I give new patient pills, they always ask me, 12 pills? Sounds like so much. But for Chinese people, we're so happy. So, only 12 pills. It's a big difference. And also, in my practice in China, when I see 60 patients every day, I give almost 95% people the natural stuff. But those stuff, the taste is wonderful. Actually, it tastes really bad. My patient Hector just remind me, don't mention the tea taste. He worries, scare everybody away. The taste is really bad. Even they say good for your energy, so nutrition. But a lot of people have impotency, say, I want to get in well. When you give the tea, they will say, my God, you kill me first. The Hector, I gave it the tea. He come in and say, I think we're no more friends. Doesn't mean the tea tastes terrible. Also, the smell is very strong either. Some girlfriends say, my boyfriend said they don't like the smell. I said, I'm sorry, because you're sick, I cannot help you, make your boyfriend happy the same time. That's one thing, the tea tastes very bad. If anybody have the, interest, want to come to try it, I'd like you try it. But I think the good things we don't, like when you buy clothes, right? You buy the store, like medium, large, and small, or some special store for the special big people. But the herbs tea is like tellers. I feel your pulse, even you have the same kind of problem, like you catch cold, right? I give you, give her, give the other gentleman, all the different formulas, because your body have different energy level. And you catch cold. Some people in the symptoms only in the sinus area. Some people only sore throat. Somebody coughs so much. Somebody's no fever, only have very bad indigestion and diarrhea. Actually, they're all flu and the cold, right? We use different things for different people. That's why I think I always tell my patient, I said, just like Taylor, make the herbs just match your body. It's more, they call differential diagnosis. I will tell later too. Okay, there's herbs, okay? They're good, natural, very little side effects, and the taste no good. And for acupuncture, actually is 2 things, okay? Acupuncture is not only needling. The old Chinese, the acupuncture call needling and call, but I have this long name, I don't know how I can read it. But I know, I'm sure maybe no one will know what the name is for. I checked the dictionary, they call Maxi, M-A-X-I. Okay, this kind of leaves in China, people like use that for May. They have a special holiday. We will put on the door. It means it's good for make all the evil go out. Take the evil out. It's for healthy for people. those kind of leaves, then will make like a powders, like a very thin. I have some sample right there too. They make the road. They call maxa road. And also, you can directly put on the people the acupuncture needle in the top, then burn them. Then you can feel a little bit of heat. That means these herbs, where the heat is goes through your skin to your body, try increase your energy flow. Okay, usually we use for chronic problem, for people have weakness, have pain, like older people have arthritis. The result is compared only use needle is like at least 20 times, 10 times better. Don't say too big. Make much better. Okay, the maxabaction, the smell like marijuana. I don't know. I never smoke marijuana, but my patient, everybody tell me that look like marijuana. And one day I'm in the office because I turned my patient's baby, around. The baby opposite. I don't know how can call this. Just the baby's head in the top, the baby's hips in the in the bottom. The Chinese, this acupuncture is good. We use maxa, just for the not to touch the skin. It's very close to the little toe. Okay, little toe in this area. After like half hour, both sides, the baby will turn automatic. Then the baby will change the position. Usually it's before 7 months, almost successful, very high percentage. After 7 months, 8 months, when getting bigger, of course, more difficult. No space to turn, right? It's in China, a lot of, for gynecologists use this a lot. And I think they say should have at least 70% to 80% successful. And maxabaction, and right now I don't use very much because it smells very bad. It's one thing is not good for me, making me look like a tear. And also the whole office smells terrible. The people will complain in my building. They will say, "My God, who smells marijuana?" Almost called a policeman 2 times. That's why right now I change it. I use the new things. They're from China. They call mineral lamp. They call magic lamp. Why are you laughing for? Is something wrong?
No, just what you said about your office.
Yeah, all the lawyers in the top, I worry about they sue me. That's why I don't want to use. Also, the lamps, they have little stove. They put 1 piece metal, there are a lot of minerals, and more than 24 kinds in the top. When the heat go down, then you can feel, after finish, all the patient's skin will turn all the red. But don't be too close, then you got to burn either, okay? And they very much, I think, at least 100 times stronger than they use the maxa. The maxa, you have to stand there, you have to use all the, turn all the time. They will have all kind of technique. You have to go farther, closer. They make a patient feel, look like needles, go inside, go outside. When you have time, I like to show you guys. But for the mineral lamp, you just turn the lamp right there. You can treat the other patient, make it more efficient. And also for the chronic problem, I think the mineral lamp so far is better than this. Okay, but this one still including the acupuncture inside. Okay, they call acupuncture plus maxabaction together called acupuncture. Okay, the Taina I'm not doing because I don't know how. Is when we in school we learn, but I don't think I'm strong enough to give people adjustment. That's mainly I'm practice. I use acupuncture and the maxabaction. And qigong, I'm not practice yet. I think I will. I want to keep looking younger and better too. And the qigong is successful in China, and the more people want to try increase the body energy, they will try learn it. And I think the other 2 gentlemen that what I call the Yanxing, I don't have the chance to listen. And the food diet, Chinese people, when long time ago, couple thousand years ago, they really remind people, don't eat too much when you grow up. Actually, it makes sense to me. When the baby grows, that's why baby eat more. Then baby active, the baby get bigger. When the people already settle, right, over 25, over 30 years old, if you don't exercise a lot, your body don't need so much. If you eat a lot, then you gain weight and also cause a lot of digestion system problems. And a lot of problem actually come by the eating the wrong things or eating too much, you cannot digest it, right? And the Chinese, our ancestors, they suggest we eat the food is light. Don't drink too much wine, don't eat too much spicy, don't eat a lot of greasy, a lot of oily, and the dinner eat very less. The lunch, eat a little bit bigger, and the breakfast have to eat very well. You know, there's people in American, I think no way can do it. Only have half-hour lunch or 1 hour. Most people just take 1 apples, you know, 1 hamburgers, you hurry up in 5 minutes, finish, right? The dinner, everybody have a big dinner. I went to the restaurant, they give you desserts, appetizers, give you desserts, the main meals, then give you drinks. Everybody eat so much. Then after dinner, I think, what do? You go exercise or you go dance? Then everybody go back to sleep. Then a lot of people cause a sleeping problem. That's why I always suggest my patient, I say, try eat small dinners. They sometimes help you, make you sleeping better. Okay, it's not for everybody, but sometimes for the indigestion people, they do. And also, they say, when you're eating, you try to take your time, eat slowly, you're chewing, be careful. You know, this is very good for digestion system. The Chinese, later on will say the 5 elements. When you're nervous, your digestion system is like a strike. Do you understand what I say? They don't do good work. The stomach before work like this. When you're nervous, they're working. Then you hurry up and put your food in. How can you feel good? That's why the people cause problem. They all also the Chinese the food diet have say. When anybody went to Hong Kong before, yeah. When you go to the fancy restaurant, they always have a special menu for the soup, right? They have turtle soups, they have herb turtle soup, they have herb, we call ginseng chicken soup, they have all kinds of things for help people body energy. Actually, those things is including the food diet too. Everything I say, I can talk for a couple hours, but right now we don't have time, okay? And in my practice, I do believe Western medicine very much too, because I respect the Western medicine for diagnosis, for laboratory check, and I have any patient's problem with spine, with bone problem, I think they have blood problem, I will send the patient to medical doctor get a check. I think the Western medicine with Chinese medicine together, I think they will make it perfect. It's not as if only one thing is perfect, all right? Okay, number 3 is the special features of a traditional Chinese medicine. The Western medicine have a great system. I just talking before, right? The traditional Chinese medicine, we also have a system too. We have internal medicine, the surgeon, but not that good for the surgeon though. Surgery, huh? Surgery. Yeah, surgery. And also the gynecologist, the children's problem, the ear, nose, eyes, everything we have. Also we have the Chinese, they call physiology, pathology, the etiology too. That's why it takes 5 years to study. And most Western medical doctors, when they study Chinese medicines, always have a lot of argument because a lot of things is really different. First I want to talk about a little bit about philosophy. I think that's the bigger difference, from the philosophies. We use, traditional Chinese medicine, we use yin-yang and the 5-element theory as the guiding principle, okay? The yin-yang, a lot of people think this is hippies, right? Hippies? The people think, actually, they just the one theory are talking about something like a 2 kind of energy involved one thing. It's everything looking for both energy together, just 2 sides. Okay, we use this one because a couple thousand years, I think that our ancestors used this one for diagnosis patients. We'll use the physiology for mean the energy levels, high and low, what is fight, what are the changes. That's why you can have some idea what we're talking about. I don't want to say something like a witch or something like a superstitious. And they said they represent the 2 things. They are contradictory, but the complementary. Okay, they relate together, they fight together. Like example, cold and hot, tall and short, right? Strong and weak, fast and slow, and the man and the woman. Okay, and in one person inside, you can say the head is yang and the bottom is yin. That means you have two things too, and you have front and the back, right? That's every little thing. Okay, you can say there's hands. This side is yin. This side is yang. For these fingers, you can say this tip is yang. This bottom is yin. Anything you can make very small can divide to two ways. actually like electricity in the house. There's positive, negative. Actually, you can say yin and yang, right? You can say this too. And yin and yang is also one thing you have to remember. But man and woman, you can separate, right? But yin and yang, you cannot separate. They have to connect together. Chinese call they have the same roots. That means always together, always together. We don't, yin and yang, we can explain a lot of things. I just want everybody have little ideas. The main things I want to say, just showing this, see the little chart right there, yin and yang. They say when the red one is mean the yang energy. The yin, the blue ones show the yin energy. Okay. Oh, they didn't mention that. I'm sorry. Okay. The red one is yang. The blue one is yin. He said when the body catch this. The yin evil. What do you mean yin evil? Because a couple thousand years ago, they don't know virus, better cells, bacterial. They don't have any ideas. They only know something make you sick. They call evils. They say your body catch the yin evils. The bring the yang energy down. You see the black line is like a normal should be. Okay. But usually no one perfect. Okay. No one perfect in this room. No one will be perfect even, except the people dead. No change. You know what I mean? Yeah, but this one, the yin and the yang, just like a little bit, I'm joke, just like a change, moving all the time. One day high, one day low. That's someday you feel, I feel great today. But next day, I don't know why I feel not good. Of course, a lot of things involved, right? The people life. You have your thinking, you have stress, you eat the wrong food, or the weather change. Everything will make you yin and the yang, the change all the time. Then when you catch the yin evil, that means if you catch a cold, okay? Just say, example, you go to the movie theater, you forgot to bring your jacket, it's air conditioning, extremely cold. You go home, you feel chill, you got a, so hurts, whole body aching. This called, then you feel no energy at all. You want to lie down on the bed. Doesn't mean the yang energy going down because the yin evil involved, right? They call excess of yin. The sentence called excess of yin, the yin too high. Why? Because the cold come in. Okay, the other one is the red high, the blue shorter, right? Doesn't mean you catch the hot evil. The hot evil can by the virus. The people have virus, have high fever, sore throat, your face turn red, you're thirsty. They all the symptoms considered is the yang. It's the yang movement, right? The yin movement is cold. The yang is hot. Then your yin level is low. That's why you feel thirsty. You feel more sore throat, the yin symptoms. Those things times we call success of the yang, right? What do we treat? Our doctors have idea when you see the patients, you will call reduce. The first case, success of yin, we reduce the yin. Then the yang will come back to normal. The body keep balanced, then you will. But the other one, you will reduce the yang. Then yin will come back, your body feel much better, right? Okay, the other way, the bottom, you see the black lines mean normal energy should be, okay? Actually doesn't mean exactly the yin, the blue one be normal. Sometimes it's yin low, yang low, both low. Only the yang is much lower than the yin. Then you just show you have a lot the yin symptoms. They call deficiency, weakness of the yang. Actually it's deficiency symptoms. It's usually this case called, everybody in this room, okay, everybody wear jacket. You want to wear a sweater, you still feel cold, and the other people, everybody fine, That means how come, your stomach little hurts, you don't have any energy. That's your body, the yang energy is so low. That's why bring the yin symptoms. Understand what I mean? But this kind of situation, you cannot reduce anymore, then you kill this person. It's not really kill, but it just make the people feel worse, everything worse. I have one patient, catch cold by the neck, they cannot move. Then his girlfriend is chiropractor. She went to seminar. The people say, usually the ice will bring the pain down. Okay, then she trying put the ice package on the person's back. The next day she called me and said, Dr. Kai, my God, my boyfriend hurts more. I went to the hospital for emergency yesterday. I said, what happened? I said, actually just pain catch, in the neck. They call it wind, cold, evil, catch to the channel. For the acupuncture, very easy. We use a little maxa, heat, then use cupping acupuncture. We take off just like that. Then she bring her boyfriend in. I use her mineral lamp, make the whole skin turn red, very hot. Give a little massage oil, couple needles. He said, 80% better in half hour. Doesn't mean as you cannot sedate. You have to say to call increase the young energy. The body get well. Okay. The other way, the other picture is to turn around. You know, your body, the yin energy, yang energy, both low, but the yin energy is much lower. Those people very skinny. You know, usually the people skinny have sore throat all the time. That's why a lot of patients come to me say, Dr. Kai, I have sore throat for 3 months. I take tetracycline, I take all kinds of, penicillin. They're not feeling well. What I do, you know, I say it's not an infection. Okay, infection usually is called this excess of the young, right? That's infection. The deficiency, the weakness of the young is mean chronic problem. We cannot sedate anymore. The antibiotics, the result, sedate, you know. But the herbs, we just try help people the energy. Sometimes you give a little like American ginseng, they're very good. They put, you know, they call Wisconsin ginseng, right? Then you put some like a little, the other herbs like mai dong, I don't know how can you say English, but 5 like make a combination. The patient feel right away, you know, a couple of days, oh, my throat no hurts, I feel so good. And even the sore throat, a lot of people have allergy right now, sneeze all the time because just this reason, okay? The general idea is a yin and a yang, just showing your body energy, your natural energy when you are, you know, catch some flu. And if they balance, you feel very good. If you always can keep you almost balanced, then you look good, you feel good, right? But unfortunately, most people busy with business, with a lot of stress. That's why the body, just like I don't know what to say, like fighting all the time. It's a yin and a yang. We're just talking about it here. All right. Anybody have questions? It's clear? Okay, good. Pardon me? Oh, okay. Okay. The mineral lamp is. The Chinese, they made this mineral lamp is the one-piece metal. They use minerals, put it on the middle and the top. Then this top, they put a little stove. Then hook on the electric. When you have electric, the stove is hot. Then they push the mineral, you know, when the heat, the mineral will going down. You know what I mean? Looks like masturbation, you do like this. But these minerals heal you, this result is much better.
These are minerals we're talking, what kind of, looks like a mineral? Like
You know,
or powder or?
is there should be some kind of powder because, be honest with you, I really don't know. You know why? Because, yeah, you know, the same results. You know, we bought it from China. They are secrets. They don't want anybody copy it. They will make more money, right? You know, but I use this. I feel really good stuff. Okay, all right. The other things, let me quick. Okay, the 5 element, you know, series is our use for philosophy too. You see, look at the picture, the blue, the red, the something, right? We use the 5 things. Too fast?
It's on the 3rd page of the handout.
Yeah. I'm not follow this because I want everybody can get the ideas easier. That's why I change a little subject, all right? Okay, I'm sorry, I'm lazy. Okay, the 5 elements, see, this is called wood, fires, earth, metal, and water. Everybody can see it, right? You see, the Chinese actually, we talking about is nothing to do with those. We just use these 5 things, personalities, you know. Then we say, what the wood do? Oh, they say, the wood is control the earth. You know what I mean? It's what the wood make fires, right? And understand what I mean? We just use the 5, the things, the personality, okay? Explain what do we want to say, what do we want to use. And these 5 things, also between them, the relationship, they give us some idea who's number 1, who's number 2, who's the mother, who's the son. You know, that's why you have a little chart when you see there's a what called presentation. They have right there, there's a wood is liver, the fire is heart, spleen is earth, the metal is lung, the water is kidney, okay? It's not a mean yes, it means that we use this wood, these 5 element things, the personality, explain we're livers. You know what I mean? And this one, the fires, we use the explain our heart, the organ. And the earth, we explain the spring, the metal, explain the lung, and the water, explain the kidney. Okay. In China, it's old-fashioned thinking. They always say this one family, the wood. inside, including liver and the gallbladder. They say liver is husband, the gallbladder is wife. You know what I mean? Actually, this one is called a yin organ. This one is the yang organ. This is one family, husband and wife, all right? This heart, wife, is small intestine. I'm sorry. That means this one part, one family too. And this earth family is, no one knows spring very well, right? The Chinese use the spring, explain the digestion system. Okay, the middle is the lung is the husband. The large intestine is the wife. And the water is kidney is husband. The urinary blood is the wife. Understand me? They say all the symptoms they relate together. Okay, for the philosophy of the 5 elements, you see, the wood make fire. Everybody follow me? Okay, the fire make earth. After the burn, everything changes to the powder, right? It's the earth is make the metal. It's all the metal actually find from the earth, right? The earth, the metal is make water. Because the metal is make 2 earths, you can find the water, right? The water is, of course, help the tree, the wood grow, right? This means mother, son, mother, son, mother, son, mother, son, mother, son, okay? That's why we look in the whole body, later on we say for the special, they will have ideas, say the relationship is very important. Everybody have to have this idea in the mind when you diagnose your patients. Okay. Also, the other relationship, I only talk about 2. Okay. The wood control the earth because the wood have roots, right? They control the earth. You cannot move. Some place very windy, then you put a tree right there. The wood will stay there. The earth will stay there, right? The earth control the water. Does everybody use the earth, for control the water? And the water control the fire. Does no one have any question? Then fire is control the metal, right? Doesn't matter how hard you burn them. They already dissolve later, right? And the metal is cut the wood. That means control sides. The other way you think, was the liver control the spleen, right? The spleen control the kidney control the heart control the lung. Later on, when I diagnose, for the demonstration, then I will use this one very flexible. Then you can see, why we say this right now, okay? The 5 element things, I think, just say the relationship. Say, when we have a sickness from the liver, okay, they will make the digestion system no good. Say, you're so nervous, digestion system slow down, right? When digestion system weak, you have like a digestion problem like a colitis, you have the gastric problems, you're always in digestion, you have allergy to the food, then your kidney energy have a problem. Okay, the people kidney energy is Chinese medicine, traditional Chinese medicine. It's very important to look at the 2 organs. One organ is the spleen, one organ is the kidney. Okay, the spleen is like a factory, okay, that make a lot of energy for support you, make the blood, make the energy, make the body just like a factory, support you. The kidney energy, they say, is from the before you're born. It's very important to control. They say a lot of Chinese meaning, but one thing, by my personal experience for 21 years, I think important things is the meaning kidney energies, mean the hormone system, thyroid system, and with control the whole body spine, the bone, okay? When people say the hormone system low, your body not absorbing calcium, then you got a spine problem, right? But this kidney energy is including the whole thing. That's why when I diagnose people later, people say, how do you know you're psychic? Actually, I'm not. I wish I am. But the problem is the bodies, each organ, the function, right? You know the relationship, then you can figure out by yourself. That's the secrets for what I tell you right now, okay? Okay, the 5 elements, we stop here because we don't have too much time, right? Too fast? Okay. I'm happy no one have any question for understanding my English. Okay, the other things we say, the number 2 for features, okay? The features, the Chinese medicine, traditional Chinese medicine, regarding the human body as a whole, is we look at always the whole piece. You see, when patient come to you, they have a glaucoma. What do we treat? It's not for treat the eye. We treat reduce the liver, reduce the liver, excess fires or something else. Then the glaucoma is getting changed. Okay, and also the people have gum disease, swollen, hurts, red. Then we don't treat the gums. I will reduce the stomach fire. The patient got a cure right away too. That's interesting. We look in the bodies, the whole thing, see why caused that. We treat the different thing. And also, we treat the patient, we look the what called the societies, nature, and we look the change of in the weather, all involved with the whole thing with personal body together. I give you one quick example, all right? For example, one day, actually couple case, the patient come to me, go home, they call me like a couple hours. They say, Dr. Kai, I got a fever. Is acupuncture bring the fever? I said, my God, then I no more business, right? Everybody got acupuncture, got a fever. I said, no. Then I ask her, I said, when I see you pulse, I can see you weak. Feel your body fight with something. I said, is anybody, your family, like wife, children, kids, or friends have flu, or somebody have a little something? Or you think about a lot of patients have the same time. A lot of people sick cause the same problem. The patient said, yes, my associate next to me, he's sick for 3 days, have high fevers. Then I say, acupuncture only make your energy flow, actually increase a little bit energy, just like a fever actually is the protection for the body, right? When the people have fevers, I mean the body like a war, like a fighting, right? The acupuncture increase your energy, your body energy fighting with the evils. You got a fever, that's a normal reaction. But after the fever, actually they will make the fever is much shorter. Then the patient come back the next day, I feel great today. Then my friend's still sick, I'm well. You know what I mean? That's why I say, I don't know I help you not, but the things I explain to the patient. Then next time they come in, never have any fever, then believe me, it's acupuncture not a cause fever. But this story, I want you understand, I say, we look the bodies with weathers, with the, with the people societies, they all relate together. That's why we look at the whole piece. Also, sometimes we treat a patient, they say, oh, I urinate so much. For the older age men, when we think about it, maybe you have a bigger prostate, right, swollen prostate. Then some people, they think about the water can cure everything. They drink a lot of water. Then plus weather so cold, of course you have to go to the bathroom, you know what I mean? Even you got a perfect prostate, then you still have to go to the bathroom. Then ask the doctor what to do. I have some case like this. Then I ask her, how many water you drink? I said, oh, not much. 10 cups a day. So the 10 cups a day is a lot for me, I'm doesn't drink too much water. That's why we have to think in too. Also, the winter time, the urine always more longer than the summer time, because summer you perspire, right? This things is mean the Chinese medicine, look at everything, whole piece too. And also have herbs. Okay, the herbs, I think I have something right there. It's used for sinus, also for asthma too. And when we use those herbs, prescription, we have to look when, where, who. Okay, for the big person, they have overweight, you can use more, no problem. They can afford it. People very skinny and thin, if you overstimulate, then body will get a palpitation. They will call you, say, I got a problem from these herbs, And in cold weather, okay, in New York, when the California, you can use different kind of amount. You cannot use the same. That's including these things, okay. The third features is selection of treatment based on the differential diagnosis. I already tell a lot about this. I think people have a little bit of idea too. Like Chinese, we treat a headache, okay. I don't know what's the medical doctor, usually they give the headache pills, right? Tylenol, aspirin, whatever. But what we do, we will see where's the headache. It's the front, then we think of the sinus problem, or sometimes the digestion problem, and the back hurts. Usually people catch cold, with very acute, strong pain, or the people on the sides. We think about it. People have what called a migraine headache related with period, related with, sometimes with the eyeglass not right. They cause the pain too. Okay, and sometimes the whole head hurts. I treated one patient. She have a headache for 17 years. It's not a really, sharp pain. It's a dull pain. She always come the first morning 8 o'clock. I treat her, then she getting little better, then come back. She treated see a lot of doctor before. When she come to me, I treated 3 times. I try help her. She said better, but still there. Then I fix the whole thing. The digestion not well, chronic diarrhea, Then I use one kind of herbs for help the central energy up. Okay, that's so easy. After this, he feel good. 1 month, 2 months, never have any pain. Okay, that's so easy to cure this pain. Is then she went back to her family doctor, said, doctor, I don't have a headache anymore. The doctor said, what? He said, what do you do? He said, oh, I see the Chinese medical doctor gave me herbs. Oh, you be careful, herbs is poison. You know. Then the patient come back, said, Dr. Kai, my doctor said the herb is poison. I said, some herbs have a little poison, maybe, you know, they do, I think. But for your herbs, I'm sure they're not. If you want to suicide, you can take the whole bottle, you're still fine. Also, I said, if some poison make me feel no headache, no diarrhea, looks good, the color good, feel great, I take it too, right? That's why the patient said, yes, makes sense, okay? That's one thing for the Chinese differential diagnosis. Also, for the bronchitis, a lot of people catch a cold, the cough. When you use antibiotics, this one changes the other one, changes the other one. Doesn't work. The doctor said the chronic bronchitis is a difficult case for Western medicine. But the Chinese medicine is, I think, the results a little bit better. Okay, not to say too much better. Because we see, why have this cough? We say, catch the wind cold, catch the wind hot, and the catch, you know, your body digestion weak. You produce your mucus by yourself. And somebody they call lung, the yin energy low, and the lung, the yang energy low. I have one patient, she used to do the cosmetic for the punks, you know, the actress. She's sick for 3 months, very pale, cough so heavy. She said she tried all kinds of medication, doesn't help. When I diagnose her, when I check her, she have very heavy period, you know, like 10 days, you know, like a hemorrhage. You know, very pale, there's a lot of spleen and lung energy, qi deficiency symptoms. I use something help her energy, balance. The cough stop in 1 week. We don't use any antibiotics for something for control the reduce the, you know, cough. Only help the energy, the cure. Okay, that's one thing. Okay, 1 minute, 1 more minute. Okay, I have a lot of cases like this, but one interesting case I want to mention too. Just before I'm in China, I treated our company, the vice president, the grandson. You know, this boy, 6 years old, when the children's hospital, the EEG, like EKG, the machine check the brain have a tumor. Okay, the grandma so sad. China only allow 1 kids. Okay, there's a little beautiful boy. They said they have brain tumor. They have fevers for cannot bring the fever down. It's like Americans 100, always a little low fevers, constipation. The hospital said we cannot do anything anymore. Then the grandma take the baby back, come to my office, say, oh, Dr. Kai, maybe give some herbs, just like I say, try, you know, help the bowel movement, make the baby can eat and see what happen. You know, doesn't have too much hope. Then I diagnose him, I give the baby, you know, because of constipation, right, they have a little low fever, no appetite. I just use very, very cheap herbs, maybe cost $1 only. You know, 3 packages, 3 days later, the baby come back, the grandma say, oh, the baby eating. Also, they have bowel movement every day. You know, also the temperature is gone. You know, after 2 weeks, the grandma look at the baby, play just like normal kids. She said, I should have take the baby back, see the doctor. They did do the what called EEG again. Says the tumor is gone. Who knows? I don't think that's a tumor, but something in there. That's why I think the Chinese medicine, when you balance your body natural energy, your body cure yourself. You understand me? Doesn't mean it's me. I think it's because there's the natural herbs, balance your natural things, all right? We have a lot, we don't have time to talk. Also, the other things is what is Jinlo? Jinlo is meridian and channels, right? And just similar like blood vessels and the nerve system, they call unified the body into the one system, okay? The energy, they call Chinese called qi, flow inside, okay, just like blood inside the blood vessel, the qi flowed in the meridian channels. You know, you couple, I think the friends already see the qigong and the acupuncture, right? Those just use this story, okay, because the acupuncture and the qigong already prove the channel, the meridian is there, and they can prove those things is there. Because in anatomy, no one can see it. Where's channel? What is the channel? People think it's crazy. But the qigong, some people say, oh, you believe that they have some results. If you don't believe that, they don't have results. But one thing I mentioned to you, the acupuncture, I don't care you believe or not, they always works. You know what I mean? That's science. It's not as people thinking what we call the imagination, right? It's not because of that. That really is works. And you want to look some more detail, you can see the what we call it in the presentation. All right. Also, one thing I just say, the Chinese, the. All right. Oh. I think maybe we just stop right now, okay? Give everybody the break, go to the restroom or drink some water. Then we continue. It's what is
Collateral.
collateral. See, that doesn't know. I have a little chart for the acupuncture channels. They call channel meridian. They say together have so many 14 channels, and the plus you have a lot what they call the special 12 channels and the body both sides. The other 2 channels in the front and the back, and also you have special channels for 8 and the 15 the small channels. The general idea is just like a freeway in the road and the small street and the big street and the freeway, they make the whole body connect. And they say you don't want to know how between the space, right? So which channel should be in which place, you mean, right? How do you know, right? Just which way is...
On this page,
Right.
this page,
他是说这个在什么地方？
collateral.
对 right. This is inside, this is inside. This is actually each one they call yang channel and the yin channel. The husband and wife, they have relate, the stomach and the spleen, a different place, right? This all the inside, they have something relate, just like a little road, make it connect together. That's mean, when these things you have to talking for a long, long time too. I think I like to find some book. Maybe you give me your card, I try help you to get it, and you can, study more, okay? Because I'm sorry, I don't have time. Okay, the other things I want to mention, just say the traditional Chinese medicine in the what called the physiology with Western medicine is very different. Okay, where spring is like control the digestion. Where heart in Chinese, okay, where the heart is mean brain. Okay, 什么东西啊? The heart is mean brain. Oh yeah, too hard, right? Right.
You mean brain?
Brain, right. In Chinese traditional Chinese medicine, we don't have this organ called brain, okay? Who's thinking? Heart. That's why Chinese people always say, use your heart, think. You know what I mean? The heart is mean control the brain. That's when you have mentally problem, they call manic depression, mental problems, we always treat the heart. They call sedate the heart fire, or help the heart in, or they take mucus from the heart. We treatment around the heart, use the herbs around the heart, but they works. I don't know why. That's why always argument with Western medical doctor with us, okay? But when you know, then you automatically the Chinese mean.
So you mean if you have a patient with depression, you treat the heart,
Or kidney or something else, yeah.
Depression is kidney or heart?
Depression, if a normal depression, everybody have some, somebody a little severe, sometimes, some you feel more worse too. The Chinese mean control the thinking is definitely is the heart. Okay, that's the one different, totally different with Western medicine. That's why I mentioned to you. And the kidney energy, remember in my personal experience related with hormone system, thyroid system, with the bone, with a lot of bone marrow, that's kidney energy control. Okay, and the liver is with your emotion, and the spleen, stomach for digestion. The lung is for immune system. That's why a lot of people right now research about AIDS, or like somebody just asked me for Epstein-Barr virus. We treat it for lung, help the lung energy, help the immune system. They will help you cure by yourself, should be. And when I diagnose the people, when I say, oh, you're kidney deficiency, your heart deficiency, then most people, the new patients say, what? My heart have problem, my liver have problem, they got scared. They sort of like Western medical diagnosis. But we say usually it's just functional, okay? This functional is different with Western functional. Like I said, you have heart fire, that means you worry, you irritate, you're not sleeping well. If I say your kidney have a little problem, doesn't mean you have a kidney stone and a kidney, have disease or something else, okay? It's just say functional, it's nothing physical, all right? That's why you have to look at Chinese, the pathology and the physiology is different with Western medicine. This was special too. And also today, actually is our major subject, should be showing everybody what will diagnose the patient. That's the interesting part too. I have a couple of patients here, they already know, they can go home now actually. And the methods of diagnosis in traditional Chinese medicine, I think is very amazing, okay? When our ancestors, a couple thousand years ago, they don't have X-ray, they don't have the machine, they don't have a laboratory, they don't have the, what called EKG, right now the CAT scan and the MRI, they don't have those. How can they diagnose the patient? They by fingers and by the eye and by your brain. Chinese medicine still the same way. Like my practice in my office, the patient come to me, I still use the traditional diagnosis. Also, if I feel I worry this patient have bone problem, or I think they maybe have like a lumbar problem, like a disc problem, have the cervical problem, I will suggest the patient go to doctor, get an X-ray, then we can see, we can prove what we're talking about. Then, somebody, if you sleep not right, you got a neck pain, right? 1 treatment, 2 treatments should be guaranteed better. Okay, when you have a cervical, like arthritis right there, if 2 times you still didn't get well, so how come the other girls, neck pain you treated for 2 times, you treated me for 10 times? Do you want to charge me more money? So that's not true. That's why I always want people to know different reason cause different problem, take a different time too, right? And I think that's why Western medicine is help the Chinese medicine very much. And how many time we have now? Half hour? Okay, we have plenty of time, don't worry. Okay, the Chinese, the special features, we're almost finished, right? I think everyone, they should have a little idea. We're different with Westerns, right? Western medicines. And what do? I will try demonstration 2 patients, okay? Not 2 patients, 2 friends. And I want to see, I will tell, what do we diagnose the people. When the people come in, we'll look, we'll say, usually, I think I gave a little idea first, then you have something. With methods of diagnosis, we have 4 kinds of methods. First, we call the look, okay? It's our inspection, okay? It's like observation, inspection. When the people walk in, we can see what are the patient's face colors, what are the patient's walking the position. If you slim, I know you must be leg pain or back pain. Or see the color very pale, or look energy low. Now, sometimes patients come to me, always say, oh, you look better today. It's not looking for makeup, okay? The woman makeup in American sometimes doesn't show, but if you look around the nose and below the eye, they cannot make up, then you can have to see right away. And this observation is called look. The other method is called, they call, 闻啊，怎么讲哈 ？Let me see 啊。Smelling and listening. Okay, smelling because Chinese the one words have 2 meanings. One meaning is use nose, smell. The other meaning is use your ear, listen to somebody say. Okay, the smelling is right now because we have laboratory. It's not that important anymore. But at least you feel people have a better. Smell in the mouth, digestion not well, right? And if you smell, people body have some smell. Some people diabetes, people have some some kind of smell in the body, and people have liver problems. Like I see a lot of liver cancer patients. They have some very bad smell too, and also when the people cough, say, oh my mucus, smell terrible. That's maybe inside infection. Not is bronchitis, maybe more than pneumonia. More severe problem. Okay, and the listening is very important. You can listen to people have a lot of mucus or wheezing. They have asthma. You can listen to people sinus problem. Talking like nostrils. And also you can listen to what the people complains, right? That's very important too. The other number 3, the method is called inquiring. Inquiring is just like all the Western medical doctor did. Ask questions, right? How do you feel? How do you doing? But you can ask one day all the questions. You have so many medical symptoms and disease and all kinds of feelings. But when you have more experience, you should ask a question around this patient's complaints, right? Like people say, oh, I have stomach pain. You look at the woman, then you will say, how's your menstruals? Oh yeah, my period come today. Then you know right away, right? You don't need to say, okay, and how's your diet? How's your fever? How's your something? You can save your time around the people you know. And usually we ask a patient 7 questions, general. Okay, we're looking for cold and hot, mean temperature. Also ask people perspiration. Are you perspire very much? When a woman, you look 50 years old, perspire, face a little red, hot flash, menopause, right? Then you don't need to worry about something else. You will treat it for this way, right? And also ask people appetite. And some people say, but at these things you have to be careful. In China, most people like appetite. They pay a lot of attention to appetite because they appetite good. People have energy, that's right. But also Chinese people don't worry about gaining weight. When we see you, I say, oh, congratulations, you gain weight. It's a good thing. American, if you say, oh, congratulations, you gain weight, people will think, do something wrong. But American people always ask, how's your appetite? Oh, fine. Actually, a lot of people is not fine at all. He think when you eat much, they will gain weight, okay? They even no appetite. I see the coating so thick, the tongue coating. Impossible you have good appetite. Then she said she's fine. Then say, anyway, I don't want to appetite. As the people want no eating and lose weight, also they want me to give a lot of energy. I said, I'm sorry, I'm not a Dr. God, I'm Dr. Kai. I cannot help you, right? You have to make digestion system normal, make your body, the own system produce energy to support you, right? Okay, but if you gain weight so fast, maybe you have some problem with your thyroid, with some digestion problem, with a lot of reasons will cause this too. Then we can treat it for the other way. Okay, also we ask people the bowel movement urination. That's why I treated the actor Dana Carvey. And he's Saturday Night Live, the church lady. She on the interview in the Johnny Carson show. He tell people, say, oh, I see Dr. Kai, she's so funny. She from everybody asking me, how's your bowel movement? He said, make him very embarrassed. Then I think, oh, he's right. Because I never think about it, only think about it, how do you feel? Then I give you different kind of prescription. Bowel movement urination, this means constipation and diarrhea will make a lot of difference with diagnosis. That's why I always ask people. But I have to be careful, ask people privacy, right, in the rooms, don't ask them outside. Also, they will ask for pain, okay? Those usually the people for acupuncture for pain, okay? Headaches, back pain, neck pain, as all kinds of pain. When you're doctor, when you're not doctor, then the patient always tell you, I have pain long time, I just got a headache today, or I say, I always have slight headache in the back side. The other way I'm okay. Then I check blood pressure a little high. Sometimes I say possibly also look at the age over 45 to 50. People have arthritis in the neck. There are a lot of people cause headache by this. This is all by your doctor's experience. You know what I mean? If you got a good doctor, they will diagnose it right away. Then can treat the time much shorter. Excuse me. And also ask people sleep. Sleep, the people say, I sleep fine. I say, I feel your pulse have a sleeping problem. Anyway, I take sleeping pills. The patient tell me, that's a sleeping pills, it's natural. That means your body not balanced. You should be not sleep well because the sleeping pills put on your sleep, right? It's not considered that you sleep well. Then sometimes I explain to patient, how's your sleep? The sleep, usually the people have yin energy they call deficiency, okay? The people sleeping not well. A lot of women have anemic. The people sleeping not well either, okay? Also, a lot of people PMS, right? The symptoms inside, one symptom is sleeping problem too. But we don't have time to talk on PMS, maybe next time, all right? And also, if you see the woman, don't forget ask people period, okay? The menstruals, the menstrual pain, or the time, the frequency, and ask people leukorrhea, discharge, and I also ask people, are you pregnancy? I treat a lot of people with infertility and miscarriage. I treat a pretty success. I also treat a lot of people with ovary have cysts too. The ovary cyst is much easier than treat uterine fibrosis. Okay, the fibrosis is a more difficult case. But you have to know the whole thing. You have to be honest, tell patients, say, I think this case, how long I have to take, and have how many % success. I'm not guarantee anything. Okay, that's the inquiring. The number 4 is called palpation. The palpation is, I think I just show everybody the hand beater look like a patient, all right? And we usually in China, the people, doctors sitting in the table, they have little pillows for the wrist. Take off your watch, please. You see, we doctor use 3 fingers, okay? You put this middle finger, touch this bone, this area you're too fat, no bone. They have a little bone right there, then follow to this way, right there, then 2, 3 fingers. This is 1, 2, 3. Okay. If people tall, you make like this. If people very short, you put a finger together. Okay. Just like acupuncture channels. You say how far each channel between? No, exactly. Big people, the channel between this much. Small people, the channel only this much. And also the needle equal different direction. You can still get the same results. The pulse feeling is mainly by doctor. I just talking to the other doctor, Dr. Chen, right? Yeah, before we have started. All by your personal feelings. If you know the organ diagnosis first, then you feel people different pulse. Then I will tell people, usually, do you see the little, this presentation? Usually it's right hand, this show lung, spleen, and the kidney. Okay, this sides, the pulse showing lung energy, spleen energy, and the kidney energy. In this sides, people showing this called heart energy, liver energy, and the kidney energy. See how important the kidney, they have 2 sides. After I feel this pulse for a little while, then I will, anybody want to come out and sit down here, I will, okay, come here. Later, okay? 你在旁边, I'm sorry. Then we'll talk about a little. I think we still have time, do we? Have 10 minutes. I'm sorry. Okay. This side, I feel her heart, liver. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Only I can see. Okay, this is called heart, liver, and the kidney. You don't mind I say something, right? I'm sorry. Also, the other things, the Chinese medicine, medical doctor always ask a patient, how old are you? 30, right?
37.
Oh, 37. Because, a lot of people doesn't want to tell you. Anyway, I'm a woman, I don't care. Especially to men, huh? Okay, this one. Usually the doctor take a few minutes because I doing so many, 60 patients every day in China for 11 years. That's why I'm pretty quick for pick up right away. This side, the first finger show lung, spleen, and the kidney. Let me see your tongue 1 second. Yeah, more. All right, thank you. I'm sorry. You sit there, don't go. Okay, you see, the palpation is feel the pulse. I look at her tongue, look at her face, right? She said she's 37 years old. When I will ask her, I will give her general, I explain to patients, say, the pulse diagnosis is actually you should know, general your body energy levels, right? I say, you are tired all the time, right? You should have PMS too. And also, you are emotional very much. I'm sorry, I should not say this. Okay, also depressed pretty much too, right? And I don't mean people have crazy. Okay, everybody the emotion sometimes lower. If you're not lucky, you're always depressed. That's normal, okay? But I tell the people, but I'm sorry, it's all right,
it's okay.
right? Then you don't go sue me later.
No.
Okay.
She's right. She's right.
Yeah, I mean, you say, she's 37 years old. Her hormone level is not so good either. The PMS and also you're sleeping not so well either. Because her tongue showing us is coating is thin, but very small. That means anemic. The Chinese diagnosis is called anemic blood low. This means blood low. Okay, blood not in deficiency, right? That's why cause her the body have symptoms like emotional and nervous, very nervous, and perspire sometimes too, right? And when you're nervous, you gotta perspire someplace.
Sometimes real cold, too.
Very cold too. Also your digestion system weak too. I think from childhood, long time, and you are allergic to a lot of food too, right? A lot of things make you sick, make you feel distension, right? You don't feel comfortable for eating that. Are you vegetarian? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, the body not absorbing so well. Usually feel a little lazy, right? I'm sorry, should have not say lazy. Fatigue, okay, should I say fatigue? Feel a little lazy. But you're emotionally, I think then will make you a little problem. You know what I mean? Make you feel sad. Sometimes no reason you want to cry, and sometimes you will no patience a little bit, right? But you're a nice person, I know.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, but the skin is much drier than before. Mm-hmm. And sometimes have a digestion problem. Around the period, easy have pimples, right? Mm-hmm. And the sleeping getting worse before the period too, right? And also the back a little bit sore too. Mm-hmm. The back sore, why I feel? Because the kidney energy low. The kidney energy relate with the back. Okay, the back area, when the kidney energy low, almost everybody have a little back problem. Even they're not sore, but they got a stiff. You know what I mean? And also the people spleen and heart. She have spleen and heart deficiency. That's why sleeping cannot be so well. Dreams and wake up sometimes, right? And also nervous means the blood not enough. The body feel dry. The body feel nervous very much. And also the lung energy actually a little bit low too. She's very easy to have hay fevers, allergies. Sometimes you don't gotta catch a cold easy. Say, oh, I'm very healthy. Couple years, I never have a fever. Doesn't mean you're healthy, okay? Doesn't mean your body energy low. You no power to fight. That's what I think. And
It's okay.
You're all right.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. Kidney energy low is cause depression because the kidney energy low relate with hormone system, relate with the thyroid system, and also relate mentally confidence. That's why I treat a lot of people with mentally depression, okay? And 5 years they take antidepressant. After I use the little herbs, help the kidney energy, they feel much better. You know what I mean? They tell me, I feel great. I'm painting your apartment. You're a big guy. You're painting your apartment. That's nothing. He said, no, 5 years I didn't do anything. That's the first time I'm working. Then I said, oh, that's showing the kidney energy stronger. Give you a lot of motivation too. And the PMS sometimes make you feel stress is much bigger, right? And I don't want to say anything about your personal life. I think she do. Also, I feel the personality. She is the serious person and also very smart. The smart people always want to do thinking, want to learn, want to improve what you have right now. And so, trying hard, do this. Also, always try to do the perfect. But this world, remember, no perfect. No perfect. Everything they have, do your best. That's all right. If you're trying too hard, you create more energy. Oh, no, I'm sorry, create even more stress. When you have a lot of stress, look, I say, the spleen is very weak. You don't absorbing what you eat. So a lot of people tell me, say, they buy everything from Mrs. Gucci's. The Mrs. Gucci's healthy store, the wonderful, they are wonderful. But the problem is, say, if your body organ sounds like a machine, is have trouble, doesn't absorbing well, even the good food doesn't help you either. Right? For her, she's anemic. Her digestion system, I think, have problem too. She have some food allergy too. And that's things, the food doctor, allergy doctor will say, don't eat this, don't eat this, don't eat this. I treat some patient, they say, you have 105 kind of food you cannot eat. Then I tell patients, what you can eat? Only drink water and eat some vegetable. No rice, no flowers, no shampoo, no meat, no this. That's not right, okay? Usually, what we do, we try fix the body organ, make your body organ come be to normal. The organ will try help your digestion. Even you are allergic to a lot of things, they still can make you later on not allergic to. Just like treated the hay fever, people are allergic to the air, allergic to Angora hairs, and allergic to something, they still can help you make you not allergic. Therefore, thank you very much. Okay, I'm sorry, maybe. you know. And because we don't have time, okay? Before I want to give 3, 4, 5, demonstration, but you can give me call. I will try give you some suggestion, all right? Yeah, the thing is, people, the problem is not come from one day. Usually it's curative by her, I think at least 15 years, slowly getting worse. Or even you're beginning in this baby, the family, the mother spoil you, they will cause your digestion problem too. Okay, the Steve gave me stress now. He wanted me to go. I'm sorry. Anybody have any question? Can we have 5 minutes? No more, right? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Okay. Anybody want to have question? Want to give me a call? I have some card right there. You ask me. I would like to respond.